Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Unsolved. Today we are going to share with you the top 2 most terrifying Skinwalker horror stories. Skinwalkers are a part of Navajo culture and are believed to be evil witches or sorcerers who can shapeshift into any animal form they wish. These creatures are known for their terrifying abilities and are often feared by those who believe in their existence. So, let's dive into these stories and find out what makes Skinwalkers so terrifying. But before we dive in, please hit that like and subscribe button and smash that notification bell so that you can get notified whenever we upload new videos. So let's dive back in. Story 1. The Deer Woman. Our first story is about a young couple, Sarah and David, who decided to take a scenic drive through the desert. The sun was setting and the sky was painted with beautiful shades of orange and pink. They were enjoying the drive when suddenly they saw a woman standing by the side of the road. She was dressed in traditional Navajo clothing and had a serene expression on her face. But something was off about her. She had antlers growing from her head, and her eyes were a bright shade of yellow. Sarah and David were hesitant to stop, but they felt bad leaving the woman stranded in the middle of nowhere. So they offered her a ride, and she accepted. As they drove on, the woman began to act strangely. She kept staring at David in the passenger seat and whispering something in a language they couldn't understand. The atmosphere in the car became tense and uncomfortable. Suddenly, the car broke down and the couple realized they were in trouble. They tried to start the engine, but it wouldn't budge. The woman got out of the car and ran off into the darkness. Sarah and David were left stranded in the middle of the desert with no way to call for help. As they walked to the nearest town, they heard the sound of hooves following them. They turned around and saw the woman, now with the body of a deer, chasing them. They were terrified and ran as fast as they could, but the deer woman was fast and she was gaining on them. Eventually, they saw a small building in the distance and ran towards it. It was a gas station, and they begged the owner to let them in. The owner was hesitant at first, but when he saw the fear in their eyes, he relented and let them inside. They told him what had happened, but he didn't seem surprised. He told them that the woman they had given a ride to was a skinwalker, a witch who could shapeshift into any animal form she wished. The gas station owner warned them never to trust a stranger in the desert again. Sarah and David were shaken by the experience and vowed never to drive through the desert again. The memory of the deer woman stayed with them for a long time, and they still shudder whenever they think of her. Story 2. The Skinwalker in the Cemetery. Our second story is about a group of friends, Alex, Jocelyn, and Mark, who were fascinated by the paranormal. They heard about an abandoned cemetery in the middle of the desert that was rumored to be haunted by skinwalkers. So they decided to visit the cemetery one night to see if they could experience anything supernatural. As they walked through the graves, they began to hear strange noises. The wind was picking up, and the branches of the nearby trees were creaking. Suddenly, they saw a figure in the distance. As they got closer, they realized it was a skinwalker. The creature was standing on 2 legs, and its eyes were glowing in the dark. The skinwalker began to chase them, and the friends ran as fast as they could. They were stumbling over the graves and trying to avoid the other obstacles in their path. They eventually made it back to their car and drove away, feeling relieved that they had escaped the skinwalker's clutches. However, the skinwalker was not done with them yet. It followed them home and began to torment them with its presence. They would hear strange noises at night, and sometimes they would catch glimpses of the skinwalker lurking in the shadows. The friends tried to get rid of it by performing a cleansing ritual, but it didn't work. The skinwalker seemed to be getting stronger with each passing day. Eventually, they had to move away to escape the skinwalker's grasp. They never spoke about the experience to anyone else, fearing that they would be ridiculed or thought of as crazy. But the memory of that night stayed with them, and they would never forget the terror they felt when they encountered the skinwalker in the cemetery. This story highlights the danger of exploring abandoned places and tempting fate. It also shows the persistence of skinwalkers and their ability to follow their victims home. The friends learned the hard way that some things are better left untouched, and that sometimes it's better to leave well enough alone. So there you have it, folks. The top 2 most terrifying skinwalker horror stories. These stories remind us of the power and danger of skinwalkers and the importance of respecting Navajo culture. If you have any skinwalker stories of your own, feel free to share them in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more terrifying content. Thank you for watching.